there, it doesn't make a difference. You want to watch them, you watch them. If you don't, you don't. Not a big deal. I don't even know if I'll have the comments on. I really don't know yet what I'm doing with it, other than I'm dumping them on there. A lot of them is going to be for, like, the kids out of state, and they never put comments on anyway because they don't have YouTube accounts, believe it or not. They're more Facebook stuff, so anything that I hear from them, I hear back on either Facebook or text when I hear it. Alright, but that's about it. So I'm going to have my breakfast before it gets cold. I'm going to dump this on now so you'll have an idea why, if I haven't been commenting on your videos, there's a reason for it. And why, if you're really interested, why I haven't been dumping a lot of videos. Alright. So anyway, as long as I'm going to dump a video on you, let me give you another quickie here. That's the chief. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I sent the chief a text giving me a call when he gets a chance. I didn't expect him to call me back immediately. Nice bunch of guys, I'm telling you. Well, yeah, I'm sure all the fire departments are the same, but well, I was a member of West Haven for a while, down in Allentown, and it wasn't quite as homey, if that's the word you want to use, as Branford. Anyway, as you can see, all the paperwork is off of here. I only got a few more pieces here, but I'm working on these. I got to do some changes, so when I get those changed, those will actually go up in here. This has to be changed a little bit, and I got to call this guy Hank, because we got to get him in charge someplace. Well, not in charge, but involved. Hank is I forgot what his title was. Connecticut has, and I'm sure they all have it, but meanwhile, I'm sorry, let me get here for a minute. So the wife came in here yesterday and she did a lot of labeling that I had left that I didn't finish. So she got that done. She bought me a box of the manila folders because I wanted to have all my guys in their own folder, because I need to keep files on these guys, and I didn't want to use up one of these sleeves every time I did it. Now if it gets too fat, well, then I can bring them in, but at that point, so she took care of those. But right now I'm the only one in there with all the certificates. Anyway, but she labeled all these, so those are all labeled, and then she labeled all those, and then she labeled this one, which is the only one that's down here, which is the, actually, this is something that, if you have a boat, you should have that on your boat. Regardless of the size, only because if you're on a small boat, one thing, but if you're on somebody else's boat that's bigger, it's nice to know these things. We use this a lot when we're training a number of things, but one is man overboard, because it has the degrees on it from the front, so wherever you are, if you read off a degree, the captain will know where to look. And the other good thing is, or a good point would be, if you spot somebody, you keep your eye on them at all times, and you stay pointed and focused on that person in the water. For instance, those red pocket rockets, I'd point to that, and no matter which way the boat turns, I want to make sure that I'm still pointing on that object, which would be a man overboard, or woman overboard, person overboard, animal overboard. Don't think because they're animals they can swim. They tire out just like everybody else. So at that point, you always point. So now if the captain is trying to maneuver his compass headings. He can also just look at you, which would be a lot easier than trying to maneuver through his compass, because compass sometimes they work, but sometimes they're just a little slow in reaction, especially if they're using a GPS and they're not using a bubble compass. So this GPS will take a while. You can make a complete 360 sometimes before the compass shows. But anyway, that's all cleaned up over there. This is all cleaned up over here. Oh, I keep moving this. Let me put it up here. That's all there is to it. Let me just get rid of it. This is one of those shelves that I don't go to that much, so I can put things up there. You know, but I look, but it's also one of those shelves that's out of the way, so, you know, but when I'm looking, it's one of the shelves I look at. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, oh, what I wanted to show you was, a couple months back, BC Trucker did something with PVC pipe, and he made a holder for all his cordless drills. I think it was a 3, could have been a 4, but he cut it, and then he cut it out so that the trigger wouldn't get hit, and it was actually nice and neat under all the shelves. And I'm thinking, you know, I keep bending down there and I'm feeling all the time because they fall over, so I said I got to do something. I go out to the yard, I look for a piece of PVC. I've got tons of 2-inch, 1-inch, 1.5-inch, but no 3s or 4s. 3.5 to 4 would be great, schedule 40, but when it's like this, that's what happens, and I don't want that. I want it to fit in enough so I don't have to worry about it. If it was upright, that's fine, but it's not going to be upright. However, what I did when I was out in the garage, well, the truck body out there, the John Deere garage, I was looking for some pipe. I couldn't find it, but I did find, hold on, a lot of fence parts. So, ta-da! Now, they're over here, they're out of the way, they don't rest on the triggers. I would still prefer to have the PVC, but I'm not going to go nuts because these work. Now, if I find them, they get to a point to where they're not working right, you know, they're not there, they twist, they fall, they loosen, then I'll figure out something to do with PVC. But for now, those fence pieces work just fine, and they're right there for me. So that's what I did. Now, I got that idea kinda from BC Trucker, because he did it with PVC pipes, and he bolted them underneath the shelf, so he was able just to put them in, and then he had the chargers and things below. Well, my chargers are down there. However, this works. If this was a little bit wider, I'd put the chargers right here so that the battery slides down, but I don't want to make this so that I got to work to get through it. So that's kind of where I'm at this point. Someday I may find another home for the charger or chargers, because I can definitely use that space for other things. But until then, they're fine where they are. So I can actually probably, oh, you know what I can do with them? I can put them back here on this shelf. I mean, this is just a little tray with battery connectors and isolators for antennas. These are bearings, bulbs, automobile bulbs, battery connectors for cable. Yeah, so I can probably just set them right here and just put a little dab of either a little dab of silicone or a piece of Velcro or anything like that. Actually, I don't need to go crazy with them. These pocket rockets are probably no good anymore. Yeah, you know what? I can put them right on top of that and not even have to worry about it. So they don't have to be right next to the drills. I mean, it's not like you're doing a new one every 2 minutes. So let me see here. This goes over here. So anyway, guys, here we go. I started out with just something small, a quick little video that he had to pay for to do that. All right, guys, I'm done. I talked to the chief. I got to call my lieutenant. I talked to my second lieutenant. I got that done, and I got to call this guy Hank. As I was saying earlier, I'm sure the other states have it, but Connecticut has an organization that's run by the state, because we have to be trained and certified by the state. Connecticut Fire Police Association. So I gotta call him up to see what he wants. Now, he's got no say over us, but he says there's been some changes made that I should be aware of. So I'm going to see what kind of changes are to be made, and if there's going to be a significant amount, I'll just have him come to the meeting so he can explain it to everybody. All right, I'm done with this for now. I'm going to put them on there, and I'm going to start posting, let them go, and while they're doing their thing, I got things I got to do.